Hello, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to today's webinar forum put together by FCA First Choice Accurate Success Link. My host, kindly confirm you can hear me and you can see me too. Hello, sir.
You can be heard.
Thank you very much. So let's continue. Thank you very much for once again registering on today's webinar forum, okay? And we have a lot packaged for you already. We are FCA First Choice Accurate Success Link Incorporated, and we are here to provide support and insight for businesses and career alike. All right. So I guess it's been a rainy day in most states in Nigeria. So thank you for coming and joining us irrespective of the weather condition. And I would like, before we comment, my name is Adeswa Osaidekere, and I would like us to note the following. For today's webinar forum, I will advise we get a notepad and a pen close to us, okay, for us to jot during the course of the lecture while the guest speaker is lecturing us, all right? So you jot important points. You can also have access to the material after the webinar forum is over, but just ensure you jot. Then it's also important for you to know we have a chat room available. So during the course of the lecture, if you have any questions, kindly send them in and we'll take questions. We'll answer every question available after after the guest speaker has finished lecturing us concerning today's topic. So our focus for today is COVID-19 effective financial management strategies. Okay, and our guest speaker is Mr. Ayomi Ladoku, FCA. He's a risk specialist. Okay, so we'll move over to Mr. Ayomi Ladoku. Mr. Ayomi, thank you. You're welcome to today's webinar forum. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you guys to FCA webinar forum. My host, please confirm you can hear me before I proceed.
Yes, sir. We can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. Without wasting time, we are going to go straight to the point. So because we have an hour mark to deal with the topic before us. So this is the third free webinar that FCA is organizing. So we're going to, be talking about financials, personal financials. So we are not really talking about corporate financials at this moment. Okay, so about First Choice Academy, in case you're just getting to know us, this is what we do. We give lectures, professional lectures, such as ICANN, ACC, and we also do some form of financial advisory services, training, business strategy, policy formulation, corporate re-engineering, taxation, and the likes. Okay, so let's continue. And about me, so you can see there, so I have experience in finance, audit, internal control, and I'm a specialist a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Okay, so that's my contact in case you need some question support in career, business, and the likes. Okay, So we have some instructions before us. It is expected that everyone should be muted on both audio and video. So this will allow for proper coordination of our virtual webinar. And then in case you have questions, you can use the chat button to ask. And then you're having technical difficulties, so there's a number on your screen that you can call or chat so that you can quickly attend to those difficulties. So all questions and clarification coming will be attended to at the end of the training. So we're going to give some time to attend to your questions or concerns on the topic before us this evening, and this to ensure that we effectively manage our time. Okay, the full concentration and participation is actually expected from everyone. Okay, so we are going to start. So our focus today is COVID-19, effective financial management strategies. Okay, so that is what is before us this evening, and it's because of the new normal as they will see. So you can see before you on the right hand side of my screen, you can see a lady with a face mask. I'm sure when I did some training last year, even early this year, there's nothing like a face mask. But that's just a pictorial representation of the new normal that we needed to, fit into and try to adapt. Okay. And we need to look at our financials. Like I said, we are only focusing on personal financial management. What are the tips that we might need to consider so that to help us to really manage our finance? Okay. So that's what we'll be looking at today. Okay. So let's see. And as usual, we have a little bit exercise before us that we needed to do. Okay. So how do we give about that? So I have some questions for you guys. So you need to answer before we continue. So the first question before us is a document containing an estimation of revenue and expenses over a specified future period of time, and is usually compiled and reevaluated on a periodic basis is called what? Okay. So just answer from your hand. You don't really need to, put it on the chat button. So just answer. So just, let's try to do some, sorry, exercise from our hand. Okay, so let's try to do some exercise from our hand. Let's exercise our brain a little bit and see, the answer. So, okay, so let's see question 2. Money received, especially on a regular basis for work or through investment, is known as what? Okay. What is the answer? When you receive money, especially on a regular basis, for work or through investment, what is that? Okay. So what is the answer? Can you provide the answer for us from your hand? Okay, just answer as I said. You don't really need to. Oh, some people are already giving the answer in the chat. That's fine. That's fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so let's see again. Let's see question 3 before us. Dash is the sum of money that is owed or due. Okay, it's the sum of money that is owed or due. Oh, okay. So I can see somebody say question 1 is budget. Somebody else is saying question 2 is income. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what's question 3? So let's find out. Okay, so what is answer to question 3? And then the strategic planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of financial undertaking in an organization is called what? Okay, so that's 4. And the last question for the day, dash is an asset or item that is purchased with the hope that it will generate income or appreciate in the future. Okay, so what is the answer to that? Okay, so for liability, okay, receivable, okay, that's fine, that's fantastic. So for everybody that has answered, thank you for your participation. Thank you for your participation. So let's find out the answer. So let's find out the answer. Okay. Okay, I think I see one more comment. Let me check that. Okay, current answer. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so thank you for your participation. So let's look at the answers. Okay. So let's look at the answers. So it's time for answers. Okay. So you have the answer. So for people that said liability number 3, you're actually correct. So it could be debt, it could be liability. And number 4 is financial management, and number 5 is investment. Okay. So thank you so much for trying to, attempt those questions. So obviously, the essence is to, ginger us or to set us on the mood for what we have to discuss this evening. Okay, so that is it. So we'll be talking. We look at budget, we look at income at some point, we look at debt, we look at the whole essence is financial management, and we also look at some investment and some other areas of financials. Okay, so I want to believe we have some other people that has joined us, so we use that to, do some exercise before we actually start. So let's start. Introduction. The outbreak of the global pandemic has continued to claim lives across the world as it ravages businesses and careers alike. So we, as of today, a lot of businesses have gone under, okay? And a lot of careers are even shaky as we speak. A lot of people lost their jobs, okay? Already, more than 9.9 million people are infected by the virus. That's the figure as at this afternoon. So I won't be surprised by tomorrow morning. Already around 10 million all over the world. Okay, so that's to tell us that the global average case mortality rate is around 5.5%. So the impact of the pandemic is pervasive. So we are really sure, we are uncertain about how the future looks like. And one major concern about COVID-19 or coronavirus is two things. There are viruses that the transmission rate is very low. Okay, the transmission rate is quite low, but they are deadly. Okay, then there are some other viruses that transmission rate is high, but they are not really deadly. Okay, but the case of coronavirus, both the transmission rate and how deadly it is quite high in terms of in case of coronavirus. That's why it's actually ravaging the world. Okay, so it is no news that some companies had already laid off their staff. Okay, while some placed their employees on half salaries. Other companies stopped payments of salaries or placed their staff on pay cuts because of financial distress. So companies are facing serious financial distress, especially in some certain industry that are badly hit by the virus. Look at schools, for example, look at hospitality industry, look at airlines, they are badly hit. Even some other, companies that are not really badly hit, they are trying to, manage their finance because the future seems to look so bleak, okay? We are quite uncertain. But then we are, because, most companies now, they are facing financial distress. So it's now affecting individuals, okay? Because company is a non-living thing. What drives company is the workforce, is the individual. So there is a multiplier effect on individuals, okay? So that is why we are looking at personal effective financial management this evening. How do we try to navigate through the financial distress, whether you've been placed on half salary, whether you are whether you've been placed on half salary, whether you are trying to, get a job, okay, So what can we do? So where do we go from here? Okay, so that is what we'll be, looking out for in the next couple of minutes. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Let me try and see that. Okay, now let's take notes. We need to take note of this. The pandemic has brought about uncertainty and anxiety. Okay, there's a lot of uncertainty and anxiety about the pandemic. Do you know that people that even have their jobs, they are afraid, okay, because one way or the other, maybe even if they don't have people around them that have lost their jobs, okay, but they are reading news, okay, so they've seen people they are losing their jobs, so they were like, oh, we are not even sure next week whether I will still have this job, okay. I'm not, in fact, some people are working with little or no expectation of salary payment, okay, because companies are really struggling. Even some businesses are not forthcoming. Nobody, the disposable income of people is declining, is shrinking day by day, okay. So the pandemic has brought about uncertainty and anxiety around the world, okay. Now, and when we panic, we are susceptible to making rash decisions, and its consequence of which we have to deal with. That's it. So most times, when we are in panic and anxiety, we just take decisions. Even the little money we have, we are uncertain whether to invest, whether to spend, whether to keep it somewhere, and because we make those decisions out of panic, then that would be, a serious problem, okay? And we cannot be in control of everything, obviously, that happens around us. For example, the COVID-19, we can't really, be in control. We can't be in control, okay? So there are so many things that happens around us that we can't really control, okay? But then, based on history, based on data, based on effective financial management, we can try as much as possible to put things under our control. So, but we can be proactive, about taking charge of our personal and as well as our financial lives, okay? So we can try to be proactive. That's why we are looking at the subject, effective financial management strategy. So we can try to be proactive, try to look at the future, try to see what decision we need to take. Because normally, by implication, the decisions we take today is going to have significant impact on tomorrow. Okay. Now, what is now the essence of financial management? I'm pretty sure most individuals, they don't really manage their financials. Okay. They don't really manage their financials before now. Okay, they don't really manage their financials before now. Okay, so why do we need to do this? So I'm pretty sure, COVID-19 is now changing the landscape within the world. It's shaping things. It's changing the way we are to approach things. So now, when you manage your financials, it empowers you to be in control of your financial life. Okay, so that's the essence. Now, the question you might want to ask is, should be somebody that has money, okay, can we be able to manage our financial? Yeah, that's it. It's someone that has money, okay? But you will also agree with me that there are some decisions you have taken with money in the past and you are regretting today, okay? Why? Because you don't see any need for financial management. Why? Because you have been collecting salaries for the last 5 years uninterrupted. So you were thinking that's how it will continue. So all of a sudden, coronavirus just came on board and just changed everything. But if you are proactive enough and you are able to manage your financials, you'll be able to control your financial life. Okay, so that's the idea. It will also create a structure in your personal and business life. So you know what to do at part time. There's always okay. If you remember, I think we did do economics. They will say there's a difference between want and need. Okay, so there's a difference between want and need. Now, maybe I'll talk about that later. But one thing is this: there are some expenses that we cannot run away from. That is it. They are fixed expenses. For example, you need to pay rent, you need to eat, you must eat. Okay, your family must eat. So you can't run away from there. You have to pay what's it called? PHCN bills. You have to, buy food at home, do so many things. If you are schooling, you need to pay for your school fees. Okay, they are just there. Okay, now the whole essence is to manage financials. So when you talk about financials, we talk about the income, okay, and the expenses. Now, when you have a very low income and the expenses are there, they are just there, and you just need to, do something about them. So makes when you manage your financial, to make it possible for you to take responsibility even for your dependents. Okay. Now it helps you to cope with economic shocks and uncertainty, just like COVID-19. A lot of people are not financially, ready for especially personally and in terms of companies. Okay, they are not ready. So all of a sudden, when COVID comes, you can imagine companies, for example, they've done, financial projections in 2019. Oh, by 2020, we're going to double this figure, we're going to double this profit. But can they really achieve that for now? No, okay. But if you have effectively managed your financials, somebody will be saying, oh, what if I didn't see this kind of money next month? What if this kind of money did not come in, next year? What happens? So it will help you to, manage your finance. Okay, then it also ensures that long-term financial stability and peace of mind. Yeah, that's it. It will ensure long-term financial stability and peace of mind. You are always at peace. You can you can imagine you are in debt as you speak. When you see call or when you see a message that comes in your phone, the first thing that comes to your mind, hey, maybe it's the person that I'm owing money that is calling or that is sending a message. So you are always thinking, you cannot sleep. Okay, that's the issue. But if you are able to manage your financials properly, there will be long-term financial stability, and you also have peace of mind. So you can go to sleep anytime, you can wake up anytime because you are not owing anybody money. Okay, so that's the essence. Now, what really matters? Your health matters. Budget, we're going to be looking at that. We look at emergency fund, we look at debt, we look at self-development, we look at the future, we look at family finances, insurance, retirement, philanthropy. Okay, maybe I'll talk about that. Then we also look at estate planning. Okay, so those are the things that matters, around managing our financial. So let's talk about health. Okay, now let me say this: a lot of people don't believe in COVID-19. So I was shocked or I was surprised. Okay, so when you see people, outside there, yeah, COVID-19 is not in Nigeria. All is calm. Most of the people that are in the isolation center, they were paid to be there. So we even say they are testing positive for malaria and typhoid. Oh, wow. Okay. But from the other side, a lot of big people have died because of COVID-19 complications. Okay. So we can't really assume, although there are key concerns about Nigerian factor, that's fine. But we can't totally conclude that COVID-19 is not in Nigeria. So it is better that we take our health serious. So if you want to build big houses tomorrow, you want to buy cars tomorrow, you want to invest tomorrow, you can only do that if you have good health. So number one that matters in effective financial management for me is your health. You can only do things when you are in good health. You can attend this webinar, for example, because you are in good health. I can come online because I'm in good health. Okay, so we cannot, afford to joke or play with our health. So we have to follow the guidelines set by WHO and the NCDC. Whether you believe or not, that doesn't really matter. But what matters is don't be a scapegoat for COVID-19. So if you are saying, oh, it's not, it's a scam in Nigeria, you don't wear your face mask, you ignore all safety rules, and God forbid you contract the virus. Okay, so you don't need to have to regret. Okay, so if you can stay at home, stay at home. If you must come out of the house, that make sure you go out smartly. Okay, yes, of course, the video will be sent to you. Don't worry. Yeah, we're going to send the link for you to download the video. Okay, now if you must stay at home, stay at home. Okay, if it's not compulsory for you to go out, stay at home. But if you must go out, make sure you go out smartly. Wash your hands frequently with alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Practice social distancing. In fact, most time when you're in the bus, especially public bus, you are outside there. Make sure you avoid talking. Make sure you are on your face mask. Okay, because according to the scientists and likes, COVID-19 is actually contracted by droplets. Okay, like the what's it called, the droplet, like what they call it, somebody sneeze, the saliva and the likes. Okay, then practice respiratory hygiene. Self-isolate is necessary. Okay, call STDC online. So the choice that you make today regarding your wellness can have significant impact on your future health. That's it. Okay, so from the screen you can see a lot of fruit that is there. So I'm not saying these are the cure for COVID-19 anyway. I think there is garlic there. There is what other thing? Orange. Okay, so I'm not saying these are the cure, or maybe what's it called, prevention or vaccine. Okay, but these are the things that can boost your immune system. So don't joke with your health. Okay, so the choice that we make today regarding our wellness can have significant impact on our future. So you want to do this, you want to further your education, you want to do masters, you want to do professional exams, is because you are in good health. Okay, and this is actually by the grace of God. But we needed to also play our own role. Okay, we needed to play our own role as well. Okay, so that's quite important. Okay, now then we say the greatest wealth is what? Is health. Okay, so too many people expend their health to gain wealth, only to have to spend their wealth to regain their health. That's it. A lot of people, they ignore doctors' advice. Okay, they spend a lot of their health. They are just walking up and down, no rest, nothing. Probably because the job they are doing is quite demanding. You see, one thing is this. If we are ill for several weeks or several years, that job, they will replace. In fact, the next day they will replace. They will advertise and replace. And the position will be replaced immediately. That's it. So we need to manage our health. Prioritize medical checkups, recommended medical screenings. Okay, get insurance, exercise regularly if you must do that. Okay, and try to take on nutritious diet to build your immune system. So our health is the greatest as far as I'm concerned. So the number one thing that we needed to manage when it comes to financials, effective financial management, is our health, okay? Because if you can manage our health, of course, we are wealthy, okay? That's what they will say. So let's now look at financial situation and budget, okay? You know, earlier we asked a question, when we were doing the exercise around what's it called, budget, okay? So let's now look at financial situation and budget. Now, if you want to really understand your financial situation, this is what you need to do. Review your monthly personal income statement, okay? So what do I, really earn, okay? What do I really earn? Yes, the slide will be available. Don't worry, the slide, even the video will be available, okay? Now, review your monthly personal income statement, list and add up your monthly income. How much? It baffles me. Some people don't know how much is coming for them, for them every month. Okay, it baffles me. You don't know. Okay, maybe you have a salary. Your salary is there. You have some other businesses that you are doing. You need to know how much you earn every month. Okay, because sometimes some maybe you have a job. Your monthly salary are not really stable. Maybe there are some deductions, you do cooperative and the likes, but how much is coming? That's why most employee, they are concerned about the take home. So how much? Okay, then what is the rough estimate of your expenses on a monthly basis? Okay, what is the rough estimate of your expenses? Okay, so list and add up your expenses. Then you now subtract your income from your expenses, or you subtract your expenses from your income, okay, as the case may be. Okay, so it will now let you to understand how much is remaining. Now, it will surprise you that when you look at your expenses, it's always matching your income. Even in some cases, your expenses is higher than your income. Okay, but if you don't do this rough estimate, you don't even have an idea. That's why every time you are broke, you always borrow money from your colleagues at work. Okay, that's the issue. Okay, and some people would have even buy some Ashwebi and the likes, buying those Ashwebi ahead of salary. So when your salary comes, or when your income, eventually come, okay, then you are broke. Within the first, I remember when we were in school in those days, when our parents send money to us, there is something we call, how will I say it in English now? We normally call it in Yoruba. So let me say in Yoruba first. I will not try and interpret in English when we're in school, okay? For people that are Yoruba here, you understand what I'm trying to say. So when they send money to us, we now say, Osegberaga. That means that week is the week of pride, okay? Because there's money. But after that week or something, you are broke again. Then we now start managing, okay? So analyze your personal income statement. Where is your money going to? Where do you even spend money? Okay? I said earlier, there's something we call want and need. You just, go on Jumia, you see so many things, you just order for them, you buy it. You are walking on the road, a lot of people buy what we call unplanned expenses. You don't really plan. You are just inside the car. Somebody is just bringing, maybe you are inside your car, or inside the, what's it called, a public bus. Somebody is just bringing some flashy flowers and you're like, hey, how much is this? 1.5. Oh, you buy. Okay. So where is your money really going to? Now, COVID-19 is actually shaping things. You've been able to do that maybe for the last 5 or 10 years. It was fine, probably because you have multiple streams of income, probably because you are earning good money or salary at workplace. Okay, now are you in debt currently? You need to find out. Am I really in debt? How much am I owing? Okay, now obviously everybody need one assistance one way or the other in terms of financials. For example, you want to pay your house rent and it's going to around 500, 700K per month. Then you are wondering, how will I get the money? So you need to borrow. Okay, especially if maybe what you are earning at that particular point in time cannot match up with that expense. So are you in debt? Do you have any savings? Okay, this is quite very key. Okay, a lot of people here, we don't have 1 naira in our savings. When you talk about savings, some people will tell you that save first and you spend what is the less. But in reality, it's quite difficult. Okay, it's really difficult. How can I save first and start spending what is left? How much am I even earning in the first place? Okay, you don't know what people do, to try to save. They try to open some accounts that they don't activate ATM. Okay, you don't activate ATM or transfer app or so that it will be quite difficult for you once you transfer the money to those accounts, except you go to the bank before you can withdraw. Okay, that's what some people do, that, and it's working for some people. Okay, so but if you have an account, let's say you have two accounts. The first account is a salary account, then you have another account. Okay, so when you collect your salary, let's say you are now transferring maybe 20K, 50K every month. Okay, the day you are broke, you'll be forced to go into that account because you have the ATM, you have the the transfer app or whatever. Okay, so that is, so you now need to look out for what works for you. Okay, how do you save? Can I be saving 10,000? Do you know that you can actually save? Let me tell you one thing that you need to understand. Do you know that from your salary, you are working employee? You know, in your salary, there's something we call statutory deductions. Statutory deductions, okay? That statutory deduction, we have about 2 or 3 of them. Number one, you have pension. Then number two, you have the payee, okay? You have all these NHF and the likes, okay? Now, I think that was the day I received, what's it called? From Stanbic IBTC, I received my balance for my pension since I've been working. I was like, wow, what the sum of money. I was like, so what if I have been saving that particular amount since 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago that I started working, and I didn't touch that money, so it would have grown to this amount. So because we were forced to save that money, okay, and you can't touch it. Except maybe you're out of job for 3 or 6 months, that's when they will give you about, is it 25 or 30% of that amount, okay? And you get the other one at the retirement age. Okay, so that is it. So how do we now discipline ourselves? So that means, and those period I was broke, I can't go there and withdraw that money. For taxes or payee, it's gone, okay? But I was really particular about the pension, even though it's my money at the end of the day. But how did he rise to that amount? So that means even if I've been saving half of that money, over the years, it would have been a fantastic amount as we speak. So we really need to work around this area and try to discipline ourselves. Okay, so what do you need to do? Probably create an account that you don't activate the ATM. Okay, I did that. I think was the last 3 years or so. I actually did that. I created an account. Okay, so, and I was, putting money there. All of a sudden, the money really rise. Until when I want to do one big project, I have to go and, look, use the money. Okay, so that is it. Now, are you a big spender? You need to find out. A lot of people are not conservative. Any little thing, once the money is in their pocket, they transfer or they pay or they spend. Okay, even if okay, so okay, don't worry, I'll attend to your question. You can drop them. Okay, now, so that's the issue. Okay, so are you a big spender? Okay, so you have to determine that. If you're a big spender, then I'm sure COVID-19 is teaching us a lot of lessons. Okay, now before now you are just just spend, you buy a lot of things. A lot of people now, everybody has what freak us. Some of us is phones, latest phone we want to buy. Some of us is clothing, latest cloth in town we want to buy. Some of us, like the particular what's it called, brand, let's say Gucci or the likes, you want to buy. So you use a Gucci, what's it called, Gucci wristwatch, Gucci belt, is that Gucci shoe? I don't know. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Okay, so you have to find out, are you a big spender? So if you're a big spender, you need a lot of discipline around this area. Okay, and when you create a budget, of course, how many people do even have budget personally? Okay, and we are, most of us, we are gurus in creating or preparing our company's budget when we work with, especially accountants. Okay, but personally, you may not necessarily have a what's it called, a plan budget that but it will give you an idea and mirror your financials for you. So it will help you to prioritize when you have budget. Okay, helps you to also identify wants versus needs. I've said that want is you don't really need those stuffs, you don't really need it. Okay, but needs is actually your what is actually essential for you. Okay, your need is food, shelter, housing. Those are your needs. Okay, they are your needs, and you need to work you need to, really work on them. But a lot of people buy wants. And don't forget that there is a law in economics. They will say the higher the income, the higher the expenses. Okay, and economists will say human wants are insatiable. Now, a lot of us, we keep saying, oh, okay, if I collect 200,000 or 300,000 per month, I'll be able to save 100,000 naira conveniently. It's a lie. It's a lie. If you are collecting 50K per month now, for example, and you cannot save 5,000 or 10,000 naira, the same thing will happen if you are earning 500,000 or 400,000 per month. You will not be able to save. Do you know why? The higher the level of the higher your income, the higher your expenses. Now you will remember, hey, I needed to buy one shoe. Hey, now you remember, I need to buy a new car. Now you remember, and you begin to, increase your expense line. Most of the things you don't have in the house again, you start buying them. That is it. That's how it works. Okay, so that's why you see some rich people, when they have about 5 million, or let me say about around maybe 10 to 20 million in their account, they will say they are broke. Why? Why are they broke? It's because of the money they spend on a daily basis. Okay, and they are buying wants, is this, wants. All of a sudden, they buy what's it called, private jets. And they now realize that they can't, maintain those jets because of the expenses. Because the more you buy all those, income, shrinking asset or whatever that demands, regular expenses, then the more you must increase your income to meet those level of expenses. Okay, so then when you do budgets, you are also able to track your expenses. So you have to track your income and expenses periodically to steer you back to your budget. Okay, now there's something we call emergency fund. Okay, things happens and we need to be prepared. For example, somebody can fail ill anytime. Okay, and we need to have money. In economics, if I can remember, they will say you owed money for 3 reasons or for 3 things. For transaction, speculative, and emergency. Okay, so I think speculative is when you have, you are speculating in a business, you can invest. Transaction is your day-to-day activity, and the third one is emergency. But most of us, we don't even have, any amount that we set aside for emergency. Okay, and things happen that we need to put. When we say emergency, it doesn't necessarily mean it's on the negative. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to attend the burial ceremony of somebody, or somebody fell ill, they need to contribute. No, it could be an investment opportunity, okay, and that's an emergency, and that you need to attend to. Something can happen to your house, and you need to rectify immediately. Something can happen to your car, and you need to, address it immediately. So if your income were to stop suddenly, how long can you continue to meet your obligations? That's it. And that's what COVID is telling us. So if we lose our job today, God forbid, how long are we going to be able to sustain ourselves? So a number of us, on here, if anything should happen to our income, okay, that is, in fact, tomorrow we are hungry. That's the meaning. Okay, that was the time, I'm a risk specialist. So that was the time I was training, on risk, at work. And I asked my people, I said, what if we come to work tomorrow? And the company said, there is no work for us here today. What do you think would happen? Okay, that's a kind of emergency, right? Okay, and some people told me, they said, they will be happy. Hey, because they said we should go. I said, really? Okay. Some people said they will be sad. I said, oh, okay. And some people said they will cry. Oh, okay, fine. And I responded. I said, now, you people that said when they ask you to go home today or tomorrow, that there is no work here today, or something happens to the company collapse, so you have to forcefully go, and you said you'll be happy, you are lying. That's the truth. If truly you are going to be happy, then what are you doing here today? Then leave your bag, go and resign and leave. Since you said you are going to be happy, you are not just being sincere to yourself. Now, for people that said they will be sad, most likely they are already planning something to do, okay, outside their regular job. Maybe they have small business they are trying to, put together. So initially they will be sad, and maybe the next or 1, 2, or 3 months they can pick up again. That's why they said they will be sad. But people that said they will cry, obviously they don't have any backup. That's the meaning. They don't have any backup. If they said they should go today, they start crying, and tomorrow they are hungry because they don't have anything. A lot of people even have to borrow money to come to work. That is it. So if your income should stop suddenly, what happens? Can you still sustain yourself for the next 6 months or 1 year without getting income? And that's the function of your savings. Okay, that's the function of your savings. So if your income were to stop suddenly, how long can you continue to meet obligations? Okay, set some funds aside to take care of emergency. That's what we call safety net. You have to discipline yourself. It's not by mouth. That's the issue. You have to discipline yourself. Ideally, you should have 6 months to 1 year living expenses paid. That is it. You have to. Okay. So that's the idea. So if you lose, God forbid, anyway, you lose your job or something just happened and you have to be out of work, or maybe your company they give you compulsory leave without pay. Okay, can you still continue? That's the issue. Okay, so you have to buy yourself some peace of mind, and you have to start from today. So that's the essence of this webinar. Okay, so we can't continue, we can't continue to be poor. Okay, why? Because we cannot manage our financials effectively. So emergency fund we must have something we call emergency fund, and we need to create that. Okay, so let's continue. Then there's something we call short-term savings. Okay, so how do we go about this? Savings is required to meet short-term needs. Okay, now savings can be kept in money market instruments such as interest-bearing instrument, fixed deposit. Now most people, when they want to do savings, okay, or they want to invest, they are always looking for high interest paying investment. That is the wrong mentality. Okay, the whole essence of savings is the ability to be able to pull out of that fund in case there are emergencies. Okay, so not necessarily investment. Investment is quite different from savings. Okay, so why don't you go for government treasury bills, or they pay less and they are risk free? Okay, after the worst case scenario, you are going to have your capital back. That's it. Even though the interest is quite low, you are going to have your capital back. So that's the idea. Okay, so that you can meet short, and you can even liquidate it before maturity. Okay, now liquidity for short-term savings is highly liquid. Okay, you cannot really run out of funds. Your capital is secured. You can recall your savings at any time, and it is low risk. In fact, there is no risk, especially if it is treasury bills and the likes. Okay, now, but disadvantage is you may not keep pace with inflation and devaluation. Of course, if you put 10,000 naira there, now your 10,000 naira is still, in fact, it might have even devalued, depending on inflation rate and devaluation of the currency, and there is a very low interest. So as I was saying, don't really go for that interest if you are saving. That's not investment anyway. You're only trying to save for emergencies. So do fixed deposits, do interest bearing instruments like treasury bills and treasury certificates and the likes. Okay, so if you don't know about this, consult people that knows about it and how you can go about it. Okay, so that's it. Now let's talk about debt. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in this because almost everybody on this platform has one one debt or the other. So let's talk about debt matters. Now, debt is one of the biggest traps and potential obstacles to financial security. That's it. Because you are in debt and your debt seems not to finish. As you are collecting money, you are offsetting some debt, you are also borrowing again. Okay. So it's one of the biggest traps to potential, to an obstacle to your financial security. Now, don't let debt be a way of life. That's it. A never-ending cycle. You have to deal with it. Okay. How long? The whole year, all your salary, every month you must borrow. You have to check it. What is really going on? Now, I must admit, don't get me wrong here. I must admit that some earnings are quite low, than the expenses. I must admit. I understand. We have people that they work, they take 20K. I'm so really surprised. 20,000 naira, 50,000, 100,000 naira, as a monthly salary. Okay, fine. And when they look at their expenses, even the transport fare alone, half of the money is gone. Okay, all right. Now, it now requires a lot of discipline. What are the things that I'm doing that I need to stop? Okay, now, if you know for example, you're collecting maybe 100,000, 150,000, and you check where you are living. How much are you paying? Does it really worth it? You have to start asking yourself. Do I need to go to a house that is lower than the one I'm currently living in? Okay, so you have to ask yourself. So how will you be collecting, like, for example, 100,000 salary, and the house you are living, you pay around 700K or 800,000 per year? How? So that what it means is, for example, if you work in a bank, then you have to collect loan to pay the rent. That's the meaning. Okay, and when you collect that loan, because you are the staff of that bank, the interest rate might be low, then they spread that loan. Okay, there was a time, I used to work in the bank. I remember one of our our colleagues then took a loan to pay. Listen, he took a loan to pay a rent of 1 year. Okay, he took a loan to pay a rent of 1 year, and the loan will be repaid for 2 years. Does that make sense? How can I take a loan that I'm going to repay for 2 years to pay a rent of 1 year? So what happens at the end of the 1 year when the rent is, has gone? What it means is, because the person is a staff, you now, get another loan, they will restructure it, add it to the, how do you, how will the person, be free from debt? How? What kind of strategy is that? Why must you go and look for a rent that you cannot afford in the first place? So don't let debt be a way of life, a never-ending cycle. Now, the more you owe, the more vulnerable you are. That's the issue. As I said earlier, when your phone rings, when you see a message on your phone, there you are. Your heart will just come up. Hey, maybe it's the landlord, or maybe it's somebody, I'm owing money. Why? Are you struggling to repay? Yeah, that's fine. If you're struggling to repay, then don't ignore your debt problems. You have to acknowledge it. Yeah, fine, I'm owing. Then can you approach your creditors and discuss your options with them? Okay, so what can they do? Can you talk to them? You don't need to shy away. Try to reduce your debt, particularly high interest. Some people also go for all these lapo or whatever, to collect money, and the interest is even more, just like Nigeria, for example. Okay, the interest, you can imagine Nigeria just servicing interest alone. We've not even paid the principal. Okay, in the last quarter, in the first quarter of 2020, Nigeria debt income to debt ratio was 99%. Does that make sense? What? Okay, and those debt are even, the principal is even there. Okay, stick to a revised repayment plan. So if you have borrowed money, maybe in a bank or in a finance house, and you try to discuss with them, and they try to, and the issue is this: even if they try to restructure and extend the loan, okay, or the money you have taken, the interest will still be counting. But the only thing is, maybe you are paying 50K per month before. Now they now reduce maybe to around 25K, to make it quite easier for you. Okay, aim for debt-free retirement. Don't wait at your retirement and you are still owing. You see, the pension you are now collecting, you are still using that pension, to repay the debt. So let's look at good debt. Now, it's not as if debt is entirely bad. Okay, so let's now find out the difference between good debt and bad debt. Now, good debt will help you to build your future net, okay, your future network. So if you are borrowing, for example, to write professional exams, that's fantastic, okay? Since you already know how to do that, at some point when I was writing I have to borrow. I have to borrow temporarily. Oh, I need to pay for this exam because I know I'm going to pass. So let me go and borrow. So I'm trying to invest, okay? So it will help you to build your future network, right? Financing that appreciates in value and eventually provides a financial payoff for you. Okay, now you use debt as a tool to achieve your goal. Can you see that? How on earth will you go and borrow money and you use the money to eat? Okay, now situations can warrant that. That's fine. Okay, we are not condemning that. Okay, situation might warrant that. Maybe suddenly you lost your job, suddenly you've not really done effective financial management in your entire life. Now you are hearing it now. Okay, that's fantastic. So the whole essence is, how do you go out of it? Okay, but going forward, when you need to borrow money, then you need to do that to achieve a particular goal. For example, you want to do some business. For example, you want to achieve a particular milestone in your academics or career. You want to go for a training, that's fine. So something that will enhance your value. Bad debt will diminish your future net worth. Borrowing of things that are easily consumed. Can you see? Why will you be borrowing because you want to buy a Ashwebi? I don't understand. If you can't buy it, then you can't. That's it. Nobody will penalize you for that. Okay? Now, borrowing for something that easily consumed and do not appreciate in value, that's a bad debt. So you don't need to, unnecessarily, burden yourself. If you cannot, some people, they can't use their classic phones like, the iPhones and the like. Why must you, go and do that? If you can afford it, that's fine. I see a lot of people, they have a phone and the phone worth 500,000. So I'll just jokingly say, hey, that is one plot of land you are holding in your hand. But don't get me wrong. If you can afford that money, that's fantastic. Then why not buy it? 500K, yeah, because God has blessed you. That's nice. But when you look inward and true or truly, all your friends are using 500K phone, but all you can afford is around 35 or 50K or 100K phone, why don't you, do things within your capacity? And after some time, God will bless you again. You too, you can even buy a million naira phone. Okay, so the whole essence is the situation we are in now, we need to manage it effectively so that we don't burden ourselves. Okay, so that's the issue. Okay, so let's move fast so that we can attend to questions. Now, let's look at investment potentials. You are your greatest asset. That is it. Your unique gift, talent, passion. It is your responsibility to identify them. Okay, that is it. Now, you need to first look at yourself and invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. You need to identify your talents. You need to recognize them. You need to nurture them and use them or monetize them. Okay. Sometimes I lecture and I lecture for free. All of a sudden, I started charging. Oh, if I'm on this lecture, then you pay me this amount. Something it's too expensive. I say, really? Do you know how much I spent to acquire some knowledge? That is it. Buy some books online. They have to, ship some books from the UK just because just to acquire knowledge. Go on Google, research, nurture your talents, identify your gifts. What are your passions? How are you spending your time? All of you that are on this platform, at least at this period, you are spending your time so wisely. How do you spend your time? Of course, watch football. If you're a football fan, that's fine. But make sure you manage your time. Use your time to your advantage. Develop yourself. Read widely. Don't limit yourself to your profession alone. Okay? Embrace technology. Take online courses. To invest in yourself is the best investment. That's it. You need to really invest in yourself. That's the best investment in life. So number one thing I would advise is you are going to invest in real estate, you are going to invest in bonds or whatever, but number one is you. You need to invest in yourself, acquire knowledge, acquire gifts, acquire talent, maximize your time. Okay? Now, the future. A lot of people think the future is when I'm 60 years or when I'm 70 years. The future is now. Seek professional advice. Advisors operate from deep knowledge and experience. For example, you needed an advice in law, seek for lawyers. Don't just ask anybody randomly, okay? Because they operate from deep knowledge. It will help you to evaluate your financial situation. Okay, so maybe you're having financial issues, okay, you need to invest, you don't know what to do, go and look for specialists and ask them. Have access to research and information. Develop your own knowledge. Conferences, seminars, books, internet, software, etc. Just like this webinar. Attend webinar. A lot of people use their data on Instagram. You just be watching all these people that have, the celebrity. I'm not saying don't watch celebrity, but at the same time, make sure you use, your what is at your disposal, resourcefully. Use it for something that will gain you. Those celebrities you are watching, why don't you also invest in yourself so that people can watch you in the future? So why will I be spending time wasting my data on those, the celebrities and I start watching them, looking at comments, I'm not saying I have Instagram as well. I go there, but it's with caution. I know where to go. In fact, most of the things I do on Instagram is even sponsor hard. Okay, I want people to also watch me and comment. Okay, so stockbroker will also advise you on securities to purchase. Use this time. There is no time again. No matter your age now, whether you are young, whether you are old, it doesn't really matter. You have to start now. Okay, that's the future. Future is now. So, what are your investment strategies? Okay. What are your investment strategies? Now you need to be with me here. I'm a risk specialist. So I want to give you one key strategy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That is risky. Okay? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Why? Because it's very risky. For example, in business, there's something we call diversification. So if you are investing, invest across assets. Okay? Invest across classes of assets. For example, cash, stocks, bonds, property, etc. When you are investing, also invest across sectors. You can imagine somebody that has invested in the airline. All the investment is in the airline. Do you see what COVID is doing now? In fact, I can bet it with you, okay, because I have experience in airline, in airline business. I can bet it with you. A lot of the airline cannot come again, except there is a bailout fund from the federal government. That's it. They are gone. They are struggling before COVID-19. COVID-19 has spoiled everything. So if all your investment was in the airline or the hospitality industry or tourism or whatever, what is happening now is gone. So that's why you need to invest across sectors, across currency. Hear me, across currency, not only in naira, okay, in dollars, okay. Because there was a time I did a report recently at work. I just told my boss, I told the board of directors, I said, there's a risk that I'm just thinking there could be a risk that even dollars, there could be sudden devaluation in dollars. They look at me, they say, are you thinking that? I say, yeah, that's risk. That's risk. So must we always invest only in dollars? Let's go to UK pound. That's it. Invest across currencies, okay? Across borders, geographies. You have some investment in West Africa. That's if you have the capacity. You have some investment in Central Africa. You have some investment in Europe. Okay, even if tsunami take all of them away in Europe, okay, at least you still have some investment in Central Africa, just like in Nigeria. Okay, so that is it. So you having a variety of investments will help you to reduce your overall risk and help you to reduce volatility of the investment returns over time. I'm a risk person, so any training that I do, you always see, risk there. I'm pretty sure some of you guys will be, how is risk coming up again here? So that's it, because risk is everything. Okay, so that's your investment strategy. Now, real estate. If you have if you look at real estate now, pre-COVID, real estate was booming. During COVID, it was also booming. In fact, a lot of people were confused where to invest. They just have to come and invest in real estate because the estate will be there. Benefit is a good edge against inflation, okay, because it appreciates, especially land, okay, provides rental income. So if you build a house, whether the people living there, they like it or not, they will pay your rent, okay. Max you can do for them is to give them some concession, but you can never tell them to be living in those houses for free. Capital appreciation. A lot of land or houses worth 1 million naira 1 year ago now is around 25 million, 30 million naira. But the job back is substantial capital outlay. Yeah, of course, real estate, we present huge money. Okay, but you have some real estate firms now that will now say, oh, you can pay for the next 24 months, you can pay for the next 36 months. Try to look for, the ones that are legit and try to invest. And relatively liquid. So sometimes you might not really see people that want to really buy on time, okay? But obviously, the benefits are there. So don't wait for millions of naira. Just start, okay? So let's look at family finance, okay? Because sometimes some of us, it could be family that is our biggest challenge. You have your siblings that are still in school. You have your auntie. You have your your brother somewhere. They depend on you. Okay. So, but within your family, you have to encourage regular savings. Set reasonable spending limits. If you enter some houses, you see a lot of spoiled toys, and if you see all those toys, they are very expensive. So you have to, set a reasonable limit, okay? Curb frivolous spending. In fact, a lot of companies are cutting spending. Gone are the days you have fancy offices. A lot of things will be in the office. But now they are cutting expenses, okay? Frivolous. Don't forget, there's some spending that are fixed, whether you like it or not. You are going to, settle them. But frivolous, that's one, okay? Include everyone in your family into financial matters. Let them also understand, what is going on. Gifts at birthdays, pocket money allowances, shores, talent skills, hobbies, holiday jobs, internship, they are fine. Savings account, you can do mutual fund, trust fund, the best education you can afford, okay? Not normally the fact that a particular school is very expensive doesn't necessarily mean that's the best education, okay? Some education are even best, but they may not necessarily be that expensive. So which education can you afford? You don't need to take your children or your siblings to expensive schools, and at the end of the day, you cannot pay. I'm sure COVID-19 now is making a lot of people, to draw back now. They are withdrawing their kids and the likes from expensive school because they can no longer afford it. Okay, give focus to non-material things. For example, love, affection, attention, respect, unconditional acceptance of who they are. So the most expensive education, like I said, is not necessarily the best one for your children. Okay, so that is it. So give focus to non-material things again as well. Okay, you love them, pay attention, respect them unconditionally, and the like. So that's how you try to manage, your family finances. So let's look at asset protection strategy. So for some of us that we have assets or we're going to have assets in the future, so you need to also protect your asset. For example, maintain and protect your assets. Be prepared for the unexpected. So do you have adequate insurance to protect your assets in the event of an emergency or crisis or disaster? Okay, if you have some businesses, make sure you do insurance. Do you have insurance in place for your possessions, car, home, health, life, etc.? Okay, so car insurance, homeowners, renters, insurance, health, medical insurance, and life insurance. So these are the things you might need to look out for. Okay, so because of time, I'm just trying to round up. Now, what happens at retirement? Okay, start saving for your retirement right from your first job. So in case you are still seeking for a job, okay, maybe you just come out of school, right from your first job, start saving. But if you have been working and you're not saving, try to start, just like I gave you example the other time. If there is a forceful saving like pension, obviously you can't touch it. So you need to create that discipline, okay, so that you can save. Okay, now you are likely to spend 1/3 of your life in retirement. That's it. Okay, so question mark. How we avoid this? Where will the money come from? That's a question mark. Okay, but then once you have the job, then you can now start to do that. Now, what are the sources of retirement fund? Part-time work. You can do some part-time work. Some of you have some time. Maybe you are doing flexible work. You do what do they call it now? Shift jobs. Okay, so can you try to look for some part-time work, maybe teaching, lecturing, that you can manage with your work, because this is the time that we needed to create what we call passive income. Maybe some other time we can talk about it, but it's there. This is passive income. So those are the kind of passive income that we can create. Interest income, rental income. There are some things that people use that they rent. So look at it. What can you do in your immediate environment? Okay, before COVID-19, before the issue of social distancing, ban on gatherings and the likes. Okay, if you're into rentals, all these canopy, what's it called, big drums, chairs and the likes, they are really selling. Okay, but it's because of COVID-19 that things are changing. But there could be, some things that can also give you some rental income. Okay, dividend income. That's when you buy shares. Inheritances is also, form of a retirement fund. Okay, extended family support, talent, hobbies. A lot of people have great talent. Most of you guys, you can even lecture than I do. Forget the way I'm just creating, but you can, lecture than I do because you have the talent, hobbies, experience. Okay, so they are there. So they are sources of, retirement fund for you. So let's look at 6 laws of wealth. Okay, save at least 10% of your income. Like I said earlier, this might be a little bit, difficult, but you need to task yourself. Okay, put your savings to work for you. Invest and multiply it. Okay, avoid debt if you can. Now, poor pay interest. Poor will pay interest. Rich will earn interest. That's the difference. The difference between the poor and the rich is that the poor will continue to pay interest, whereas the rich people will continue, to earn interest. Don't speculate in getting rich in get rich quick schemes. Okay, like the MMM. Pay 20,000, we give you 80,000. What did they use the money for? So you begin to wonder. Okay, so don't speculate in get rich quick schemes. Okay, invest in yourself. We said earlier, it will increase your earning power. That's it. Because you are quite knowledgeable, you have this, you have the experience. For example, why don't you go for? Can you just sit down and think? There's this in accounting, for example, there's this thing that an accountant they must do: advanced Excel software. Why can't you go and learn it? Digital marketing, learn it. After you know it, then you can start conducting training, okay, and start earning small money, okay. Now protect your growing fortune by diversification. So don't forget, always diversify. No matter the event, if they happen, it cannot eat all of your business at once. That's why we said earlier invest across countries, invest across industry, invest across currencies. Okay, so that's the way you go about it. Okay, now let's do some conclusion, then we can attend, to your question. So I can't talk on and on because time is fast spent. We're supposed to stop at 7. We don't want to waste most of our time. So now we have to take action now. Don't leave us today with just good intent. Don't say, hey, this training is fantastic. That's opened my eyes on. No, you have to take action, okay? So don't try to implement all this at once. You can't do it. You can't do everything at once. So just select about 3 or 4, focus on them, and execute them. That's the way to go. Now we have all resolved to make a good chance of our financial lives. Okay, so let's do something now so that we follow through. Okay, so don't do everything at once. Just pick, 1 or 2 and go. So these are the key takeaways. Wealth is key. Don't forget, we have established that your wealth is key. Okay, make sure you have plans for your life. Make sure you save. Okay, and make sure you invest. Okay, so that's the key takeaway. So let's look at a quote before we go. Okay. Now, beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Benjamin Franklin. So you have to take that home, take that to the bank. Beware of little expenses. 200 naira here, you think it's small. 1,000 naira there, okay. A small leak can sink a great ship. Okay, so let's look at the second one from Warren Buffett. If you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need. Okay, if you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things that you need. That's from Warren Buffett. These are the things we need to learn from them. Thank you for your time. I want to appreciate you so much, for taking time out to, attend FCA webinar. Okay, so because of time, I just have to rush, some of those points. Okay, so let me hand over to my host and see whether we have 1 or 2 questions that we might need to answer. So thank you once again. To my host.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayomiladokum. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. It's been a powerful lecture today. Our guest speaker, Mr. Ayomiladokum, he discussed with us COVID-19, the effective financial management strategies, and we've really learned a lot. Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. Thank you for all you've exposed our minds to. Okay, just in summary of all that we've learned today, Mr. Ladoko Ayomi looked at how as individuals we should review our financial situation and budget. Very, very important. We should all analyze our personal income statement periodically. As individuals, it's important for us to also create a budget that works for us. Okay, know your wants and needs. He went further to explain wants and needs and why our needs are more important. They also went further to discuss emergency funds. Okay, in as much as we should cultivate the culture of saving a certain percentage of our money, okay, for as our personal savings, we should also decide, we should also look into saving a specific amount of money for emergency funds. Okay, in case any emergency come up, we can also look into that and use that fund for that purpose. Emphasize on planning now. We should start planning now. You don't necessarily have to wait till tomorrow or next month. Wait till when you start earning a certain amount of money as your income. Start now. As little as you earn, wherever you are, you can always start. So please, I think this webinar forum has been an eye-opener. Okay, I guess a lot of us have heard some of this, but we've not taken our time to implement it and personally look into it. What I'd like to advise us, please, let's start planning what now. We'll have access to the lecture materials and also the videos. So from time to time, you can look at each and every one that has been itemized and ensure you you look into it and apply it to your personal life. Thank you very much, Sal. Once again, this is FCA First Choice Accurate Success Link. Okay, we have an upcoming 4 weeks online revision class. Okay, that is coming up soon, which is for the ICANN July 2020 diet. And this 4 weeks online revision class will cover the 3 levels for professional exams. We have the foundation level, the skills level, and the professional level. Okay. So for more information, this will begin on July 13th, 2020. It's a 4 weeks online revision from July 13th, 2020 to August 7th, 2020. So kindly chat us up personally. You also get a template, also get information regarding the ICANN online lectures coming up. So you can chat us for inquiries, all the information is necessary. All right, so let's attend to questions quickly. Welcome again our guest speaker, Mr. Ayomi Ladoku. Kindly attend to every question that has been sent in. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let's see whether I can attend to 1 or 2 questions before we call it a day. Okay. Okay, I think I have a question here. For an individual who works for a company that still run a gratuity scheme, defined benefits plan, can the gratuity be regarded as savings to that employee? Oh, okay, of course, yeah, but that's a future savings. So it will be, you know, it will be available at the end of your service, okay, to that company. So, but that one is, it's a kind of a medium to long-term savings, okay, because you can only have access to it at the end of your retirement, from that company. So most companies, they have what we call divine benefit plan, okay, and they will apply IS 19, employee benefits. So it's savings actually, even though it might not be direct, you are not the one doing it directly. Your company is doing it on your behalf. It's part of your retirement plan, okay? But it's not a direct savings to you. But obviously, it's also a saving that you can, get access to at the end of your retirement, okay? So thank you for that. Let's see whether I have 1 or 2 more questions. Can insurance premium be regarded as savings? Can insurance premium be? No, I don't think so. So if I understand that question properly, insurance premium is okay. Let me try and understand. Normally when you insure your car, then you pay to the insurance. They also call it premium on their own, okay? But I think they also have some programs that they do, okay, where they tell you, okay, give us 100,000. You have a what's it called? You have certain percentage every month, every quarter, or every year, okay? Now those are investments. They are not really savings per se. They are investments. Savings is something you can, put aside. Then when there are emergencies or you needed to do something, then you can quickly, liquidate it. Although most of those programs too, they will tell you that you can liquidate immediately. So one way is a saving, another way it looks like investment. Okay, so thank you for that. Let me see another question. Can setting aside a percentage of your income with insurance scheme for a period of time be regarded as saving? Yeah, of course. Yeah. What you're just trying to do is you don't want to touch it, okay? So you're now trying to set it aside for a long period of time. So it's part of your savings. Can having a contribution with some number of persons be referred to as savings? Okay. Okay, I think if I understand that question, for example, maybe at work, 2, 3 people of you or 10, you come together, okay, let's be contributing 25,000 naira every month. So when they pay salary, you transfer to a particular person. So maybe at the end of the day, it will rotate like that. Yeah, it looks like a savings, but there is a risk there, okay? It's quite risky. The risk is, what if one of those people lose their job, okay? You know that most people were doing this contribution and COVID-19 disrupted everything. You can imagine teachers doing this kind of contribution, and somebody has taken in January, somebody took in February, then in March, there was no salary. So that's the problem with that. So you may not regard that as entirely savings, because when emergency comes, you may not be able to touch it, okay? So, and just look at what COVID has done. But when you really want to do savings, it has to be something you can liquidate almost immediately when you need money. Okay, thank you very much. How best is it considered for one to save when expenses incurred is higher than income, and these expenses must be incurred? Yeah, I mentioned that. That's actually the concern, or a kind of a stumbling block that we need to overcome. Okay, so you have to actually sit down and plan. It will require planning. So you have to have a plan that you are going to, like, exit strategy. How do I come up this? Yeah, I agree. Like I said earlier, for example, you're earning 100,000, and at the end of the day, your monthly expenses are around 200,000, and those expenses are fixed. You need to pay house rent, you need to eat, you need to wear clothes. They are basic things. Whenever you are healed, you need to go to the hospital and take care of yourself. And you see, even have some dependent that will say, hey, my brother, my sister, please send me 5 kids. Those are the things. So you need to really now have an exit plan. Do I need to create, another passive income? Okay. I said earlier, maybe some other time, if I have the time, you can look at passive income. How do I create passive income? Okay. Can I go and learn how to do? There was a time I was considering having a car wash. Yeah, that's part of the passive income. Can I get a space and just maybe every weekend, if I have time, just go and learn how to do how to do car wash business, especially the steaming, the technical area of car wash business. Once I know it, I can just go and start up somewhere. That is it. So that is how to the essence is this: if your income is lower than your expenses, and you have looked at those expenses, they are actually necessary. Okay, the only thing to go out of it is to increase your income. There is no short way or whatever. You just have to look for a way. Now, legitimate way. Don't do all those things, right? So you have to think of, do I need to acquire professional certification so that I can get promotion at work? Okay, that's when you're thinking. Even if you have that professional certification and when you are working currently, they don't recognize, professional exams or whatever. You have ICANN, you have ACCA, CFA, they don't recognize it, or you are any, low. You have to start pressing button, talk to people, network, read newspaper, apply for vacancy, invest in yourself. A lot of people are chartered accountants today. They don't know simple, what they call it, double entry principle. So if you don't know it, identify that area and work on yourself, okay? So that when you have those opportunities, you can move, okay? So that's the way to go. So let me see, what percentage of income should someone save in a month? You have to determine that, okay? For example, someone that earns 100,000, if you say the person should save 10%, that's around 10,000. It may be too much for that person, and that person it might be convenient. So if you say 10% for somebody that earns 50,000, it might be too much, okay? So just determine what you think is okay for you. Maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000. I think that was the time I was saving around 50K every month, okay? That was the time 30,000. So it depends on you. You just have to save it. So just look at your own income bracket and see how much you can save. Okay, there's a comment here. Borrowing to finance a funeral. That's sometimes funeral might be unavoidable, so you might need to borrow. But if you are borrowing, you just have to be reasonable about it. Don't do show off because you want to kill 3 cows, okay? And go and now borrow, and at the end of the day, you are now drinking gari after the funeral. Okay, investment in FGN Suku. Hope is reliable. I'm not really too sure. I don't know about that, so I can't really. Maybe let's ask some specialists that are sure. How can I invest in currency? So it's quite simple. Just approach your bank, okay? They can create domiciliary account for you, okay? Should husband and wife have joint account? Obviously, why not? They can. So it now depends on your, your agreement, okay? But but most people, they are not really comfortable with that. But it's a very good idea if it's something that both parties we agree on, okay? Now, can someone invest networking, e-commerce in this situation? Okay, well, there are a lot of networking, okay? But if you are looking at the e-commerce, okay, I want to advise that you hold on for now, okay? Even the Nigerian Stock Exchange, they are really facing a lot of battle as we speak. So if you notice recently, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, what they have not done in decades, they are now asking directly, asking, the public to come and invest in the stock exchange. They have never done it in decades, okay? So it's quite dicey for now. So let's look at what happened on COVID, okay? So you can just, halt it for a while, okay? Okay, I think that's the end of the question. I don't think I have any other question for now. Okay, so let me just be sure of that. Okay, I think I see one now. why was investment in agriculture not mentioned? Obviously, we can't mention everything. Okay, we can't really because of time. So obviously, you can do investment in agri. It's quite okay. Okay, so we can't really mention everything. Okay, okay. You know, investment potentials is quite wide, but I needed to emphasize that you are your greatest asset. So agriculture, why not? It's fine. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's see again. Um. Uh. Okay. FG Suku bond. Yeah, bond is always reliable. Yeah, bond is always reliable. You get your money back, even though the interest might be so low. Okay, so that's all for now. You're going to get the video. You are going to get the material. Okay. In case you don't get it on time, you can send your emails to us. We are going to, send it to you. Thank you very much for your time. So over to my host as we close today's webinar. So hopefully, watch out for future FCA webinar. So thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayomiladukun. Thank you for educating us this evening. Okay, if in case you have more questions, you can always send your questions to us. You can send them to the email address and the link you use in registering, or you chat also privately, and the guest speaker will attend to your questions. Very important. Then if you need more information concerning our online revision task force coming soon, kindly also send us a message privately and we'll attend to you. Thank you very much. Thank you to the guest speaker. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all participants. Thank you very much for spending your evening with us. We look forward to more future webinar forum coming soon from FCA. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye for now.